In this Hubnut video, it's about time I did something about this poor Fox, and I think stage one is going to be to get the starter motor out. Now that's not entirely fun, because the starter motor is sort of down there, and I don't believe there's an access hatch on these like there is in the free-wheeled versions, because the engine sits much further back. You need that access, so I think it's going to be a horrible crawling around on the floor job. Good job I have this discarded mattress to lie on. What a lucky fellow I am. The starter motor is under here. I think you can probably see it there somewhere. I don't know, I'm struggling to get under myself at the moment. I'm just going to remove my light. Oof. Because I wiggled the starter motor a little bit and then she coughed. So I think we'll see if we can actually get her to run. Still reckon we got fuel supply issues, so there's no guarantees in this game, but ignition. Oh, that was definitely a cough. Yeah, there we go. She's running. So that turned out to be an easy fix. That makes it feel a bit silly now. I got her recovered because she wasn't very happy. Now here she is, running like a trooper. Well, isn't that just old cars for you? Still, it's nice to have her running. I had to get her jacked up because I still need to do something about the fuel tank because it is still leaking. I can use a bit more fuel up now. Ugh. By the way, have you seen the steering lock on one of these? Look at that. That's practically drift spec, yo. Oh, that makes me feel better. I could have moved her now, I just didn't know. But I did have to get underneath and I just wiggled the end of the starter motor and now it works. She sounds very happy. Well, I decided I didn't really fancy lying down there to work on the Fox, so we've had a bit of a move around, seeing as the old girl runs again. That was a sweet and unexpected surprise. So that's quite good. So brought her in here, she's back up on ramps again, she managed to drive up. It's the first time I've actually had wheel spin going up ramps, that was quite exciting. But we just about got there. So the floor's still wet, but at least I'm not getting rained on here. I got a backup mattress in the back as well. That was meant to be going to the tip, but I think I will keep them. So that's what that's about. Oh, quick mention of the patrons. I'm not very good at Patreon, but I tried setting one up to cover Foxanne, and these people contributed to that tier. But really, I've just got one tier, which is just support Hubnut. Give me the money, and that seems to work for those who are inclined to do so. Moving on, I need to get under here, start taking the tank out. Not really sure how you do that, but I'm sure it'll all become obvious at some point. The point where I'm lying under here with a fuel tank on my chest. Fun times. While I'm here, I need to get that fog light working. MOT is up in just under a month now, so I need to crack on and get that sorted. As well as fuel leaks and oil leaks. It seems to be leaking from the filter. I have a horrible feeling I didn't tighten the filter enough. So it's all quite oily underneath, but you know, stops rust. Not that she should rust, because it's a plastic body on a galvanised steel chassis. Should be Welsh proof, in theory. So here is the Fox's fuel tank. You'll see, rather like a Pinto, a Ford Pinto, the fuel tank is right at the back. So if you get rear-ended, it's probably going to get quite nasty. For some reason that wasn't such an issue, but you can see the staining there, or maybe you kind of forget the torch. Hold on. There you go, that's the staining from the leak. So it's somewhere on the top of the tank, and I'm going to have to drop the tank because I won't know what it is otherwise. So we'll see how this goes. Also, look at the state of these crusty old dampers. They definitely need replacing. They're not showing up very well. I've got lots of leaks on the diff as well, also not showing up particularly well at the moment, but there you go. Very oily down there. It's nose bearing as nose seal as well, I suspect, by the oil that's getting thrown up around there. So I wonder if there's any oil left in that diff. But yeah, everything is very rusty under here. Not ideal. But let's focus on just what we're looking at right now. Oh my gosh, I did it. It's out. And it doesn't look like the leak is anywhere to do with round here. It's all around this area. This breather pipe is not looking very good, and in fact contains a piece of blocked off pipe entirely. I wonder if this is our culprit, you know. Yeah, look how bad this is. So that's not oil tight, so that's just a breather pipe. So we might be alright here. Well, I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm probably going to get the tank out and maybe empty it out and see just what's in there, because it might be disgusting. See, there's the breather pipe. Let's just get the torch a minute. That's the breather pipe next to the main filler pipe. I do need a new one of these. This has started splitting as I removed it, but I don't think that was the cause of the leak. I think the leak is elsewhere. But yeah, there we go. I was worried I'd got a completely rotten fuel tank, and it appears I haven't. It may yet be a simple fix. So that's reassuring, I guess. But I guess that's the end of this one. I can't remember how long that is. I've slightly lost track. But she runs again, or did run, until I dropped the fuel tank, and it looks like it might actually be a fairly simple fix. Someone's clearly just bodged that up, so it doesn't even work as a breather. That is just very peculiar. It's just a bit of round bar stuck in there, just to plug it off. So we'll do that. I might just get a wire brush just to see what sort of state it's in. So you got 2 1/2-inch nut and bolts, pain in the backside to get at, holding it on the sides here, and 1 little 7/16 at the front, and then out she came. Good times, maybe. I've got some replacement hose right there, so I might be able to sort that out quicker than I thought. Right, so I'm giving the fuel tank a clean bill of health. I'm going to say that's okay. Actually, I'm not going to bother emptying it out. What I probably need to do is order up a fuel filter. There's a torch under here still. Almost. Ugh. So that device there, clipped to the chassis, is a fuel filter of sorts. I reckon that could well be clogged up after, oh there we go, try and show you a bit better, after my previous adventures. So that little bit there, I could probably do with putting a further filter in on the way to the carburettor. So we'll do that. I think we'll fit a different bit of pipe here, so we've actually got a breather on the fuel filler, because they're useful things to have. We need to order a new filler neck by the look of it. I think it's 1 piece. So that needs doing. I mean, I might just get away with it, but there's no point mucking about really with petrol. There's no rush. We've got a month. But yeah, the tank itself, they usually rot around here. You can see it hasn't actually, so again, might just wire brush around it. The other thing I've done is I've just clipped, that's the where the sender connects. I've just connected that to the chassis. So we'll go and turn the ignition on, see if the fuel gauge now works. And we can find out if it's the sender or the gauge. Oh, look at this. But it does actually work. There you can see the fuel gauge going up. So I've managed to get a good earth point. The wiring's alright, the gauge is alright. No, I'm struggling to work out whether it's the sender or the wiring. Sometimes I get a good connection, sometimes I don't. So I think I'm going to give up on this job for now. I'm feeling a bit knackered. I've been here, it's the second car I've worked on today. And yeah, I've made some good progress. Not on any of those, but at least we're getting somewhere. I thought I was going to have to buy a fuel tank for this car. It looks like I won't have to. I just need a filler neck and a new bit of breather pipe. Hopefully we'll be away. But while the tank's out, I need to work out what's going on with the sender. So the fact I can't at the moment is a little frustrating. But the doors keep blowing shut, so I think I'm just going to give up for the day. Thankfully the mirror charade is quite short. so it hasn't been smacked on the nose. So I shall say thank you very much for watching. Hopefully further progress on the Fox once I acquire some parts, and look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. No, I do need a new fuel tank. This one is peeing petrol all over the floor. Look, it's actually rusted through on the corners. Let's try and get it so you can see. That's where the petrol's coming from. That's rubbish. Let's see if I can use tuck to lean her against. Yeah, it's actually gone porous on that edge. That's where the petrol's coming from. Yeah, there we go. If I turn the light around, you can see it. It's got a bloody hole in it. There we go. Dead tank. So I do need a new fuel tank after all, and they're not cheap. So new tank, new sender. Going to end up replacing the lot. Bother. Oh, well there we go. Thought I'd better decant the petrol and have a bit of a clean up as well. I need to get a broom really, so I can give things a good scrub in here. Yeah, we've given everything a rinse. Even Foxanne's had a pretty good rinse. Because petrol is not the sort of stuff you want sitting around. But I think we're getting there now. So yeah, I need to order up some stuff. It looks like I now need a fuel tank, which I didn't think not all that long ago. But there we go, that's old cars. I don't understand steel fuel tanks, I must admit. Doesn't seem the best idea to me. Let's make a thing for containing really dangerous chemicals. Let's make it out of something that rusts. I mean, you can see how bad it is. If we go and have a look, there's actually an anti-siphon thing going on here, and that's all rusted away and degraded and broken. It's just a terrible idea. This sacrificial t-shirt has been used just to plug it. But yeah, less than ideal, but there you go. That's motoring sometimes. So I shall say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to head to the hub nut store before you go. I look forward to seeing you in a future video where hopefully we get this thing sorted out. Farewell. Well, that's very hub nut. I'm just finished filming. I'm actually locked in. The door slammed shut and the bolt has dropped into the hole, so I can't actually get out. Ugh. Huzzah! I managed to lever my way out. Gosh, that was a bit fraught. I'm going to have to work on door safety, I think.